The night Zion Williamson destroy LaMelo Ball. The most hyped high school basketball game of 2017 drew a packed Las Vegas gym full of fans, scouts, and NBA stars alike. It was the showdown everyone wanted. Zion Williamson, the unstoppable force with NBA destiny written all over him, versus LaMelo Ball, the social media superstar and Ball family sensation. Zion not only dominated LaMelo, but left him embarrassed on the court. So, this was the night Zion Williamson humbled LaMelo Ball. Let's get into it.
Zion Williamson. By 2017, Zion Williamson was a force of nature, a high school phenomenon already becoming a household name. Standing 6'7" and weighing 285 pounds, Zion's size and athleticism made him a once-in-a-generation talent.
When I get older, I want to go to college for basketball because I thought that was the NBA.
Highlight reels of his thunderous dunks, chase-down blocks, and jaw-dropping agility dominated platforms like Instagram and YouTube, turning him into a viral sensation long before he stepped onto a college court. His high school years at Spartanburg Day School in South Carolina solidified his legacy, where he averaged 32 points, 11.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2.9 blocks per game over 100 games. His games were not just competitions, they were events. Overflowing gyms and celebrity endorsements like Drake sporting his jersey proved his cultural impact as he barred toward college stardom. LaMelo Ball. On the opposite side of the court stood LaMelo Ball, a prodigious talent who had already begun carving his unique path in basketball at just 15 years old. As the youngest member of the renowned Ball family, LaMelo lived in the glare of the spotlight created by his father LeVar and older brother Lonzo Ball. Known for his fearless half-court shots, flashy dribbles, and a flair for showmanship, LaMelo's game was equal parts genius and unpredictability. At 6'3" and lean, he lacked Zion's physical dominance, but made up for it with creativity, skill, and swagger. His daring style and knack for the dramatic made him a social media favorite and one of the most talked about prospects in high school basketball. The hype surrounding the AAU basketball game in 2017 was undeniable. Two high school titans, Zion, the unstoppable force, and LaMelo, the prodigy with limitless range, were set to collide. Fans, coaches, and scouts crammed into the gym, their collective anticipation creating an epic atmosphere that elevated this game beyond anything AAU basketball had ever seen. The gameplay, Zion versus LaMelo. When the game tipped off, the crowd knew they were in for something special. Zion wasted no time making his presence felt. His sheer physicality overwhelmed defenders, and every time he touched the ball, it felt like something spectacular was about to happen. He bulldozed through the paint, throwing down ferocious dunks that had the gym roaring. Zion's ability to dominate both ends of the court was on full display. Whether it was a powerful dunk or a big-time block, he controlled the game. Despite being younger and less physically developed, LaMelo showed flashes of brilliance. He hit deep three-pointers, some from nearly half the court, and showcased his incredible court vision with flashy assists. His fearless style of play was evident, and he did not back down from the challenge of facing Zion. However, it was clear that Zion's physical dominance was too much for LaMelo to handle. Both players delivered performances worthy of the stage. Zion finished with a commanding stat line, 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 steals, showcasing his dominance in all facets of the game. His impact was not limited to offense, as he also intimidated opponents on defense, altering shots and grabbing rebounds with authority. Every thunderous dunk and powerful move in the paint added to his tally, ignited the crowd, and energized his teammates. On the other side, LaMelo lit up the scoreboard with 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists, demonstrating the flair and skill already making him a household name. His performance, while heavily featuring difficult and contested shots, was a spectacle of individual brilliance. Unlike Zion's efficient, team-oriented approach, LaMelo's flashy playstyle captivated the audience, though it ultimately fell short of Zion's commanding presence. When the final buzzer sounded, Zion's SC Supreme team had defeated LaMelo's Big Ballers 104-92. He had proven that he was the most dominant player on the court, cementing his status as the top high school player in the country. For LaMelo, the game was a reminder that raw talent alone wasn't enough. He needed to refine his game and focus on consistency to reach the next level. Players and coaches respond to the game. After the game, Gonzaga head coach Mark Few summed it up perfectly in an interview with ESPN, saying, "It reminds me a little bit of LeBron James." The comparisons to LeBron James weren't just about skill. They were about the atmosphere, the electrifying energy, and the sense that history was unfolding right before everyone's eyes. This game was not just about individual talent. It had all the theatrics of a high-stakes drama. Coaches from the biggest programs packed the gym, including Kansas coach Bill Self, who couldn't hide his amazement. "This is unreal. I've never seen anything like it," he said, summarizing the atmosphere of a game that felt more like a spectacle than a standard AAU contest. Adding to the theatrics, LaVar Ball, never one to shy away from attention, was coaching LaMelo's team. Before the game, he made headlines with a typically outlandish claim, telling a reporter that he and LaMelo could take on LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Classic LaVar. The game itself delivered on every level. Fans were treated to an unforgettable night of flashy dunks, smooth one-on-one finishes, and even Zion's surprising ball handling skills, which left defenders stumbling in transition. Not only the plays, but also the energy, passion, and respect that the two growing stars had for each other.
My love for the game. I know people hear that a lot from me, but man, when I'm away from the game, life just ain't the same. And I know there's more to life than basketball, but
That was the craziest game I've ever played in,
Williamson said after the match. "It was great to play against Melo, and that's my guy. I know I'll be seeing him in the league one day." This game was a glimpse into the future. Two young phenoms, each with unique style and swagger, shared the court in a way that felt larger than life. Years later, as Zion and LaMelo carved their paths in the NBA, this game remains a defining moment, a memory of when two future stars collided and left the basketball world in awe. The role of social media. The highly anticipated matchup between LaMelo Ball and Zion Williamson at the Adidas Uprising Summer Championship in Las Vegas perfectly exemplifies how social media has transformed basketball. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube turned Zion and LaMelo into household names long before they stepped onto an NBA court. Channels like Overtime and Ball is Life amplified their highlights, creating hype that previous generations of players could never have imagined. The game, broadcast live on Facebook to over 80,000 viewers, packed the gym wall-to-wall with fans. NBA stars like Andrew Wiggins were in attendance, while LeBron James reportedly opted out due to crowd control concerns. The scene was chaotic but electric, with fans lining up hours in advance to catch a glimpse of the showdown.
Social media was ablaze with reactions. One fan tweeted, "Main gym at Adidas Uprising, 70 mins before LaMelo Ball versus Zion Williamson. Best environment I've ever seen for an AAU game." Another joked about the packed gym. "Lamau, look how many people they packed into Melo versus Zion." Fire marshals must have been like,
Yet another marveled at the event's scale. This is what happens when basketball meets social media. Unreal vibes. The showdown between Zion Williamson and LaMelo Ball was more than a high school basketball game. It was a glimpse into the future of the sport. The energy in the Las Vegas gym was electric, but the true significance lay in how this game transcended the physical court. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube had already transformed Zion and LaMelo into household names, and this game became a spectacle that showcased how fans, not just scouts, now played a vital role in building a player's legacy. The crowd wasn't limited to those crammed into the gym. It extended to millions watching online, proving that basketball's reach had become global and instantaneous. This wasn't just a game, but a cultural moment highlighting the evolving relationship between sports and technology. Zion became a viral sensation because his jaw-dropping athleticism and LaMelo's bold playstyle and family branding turned him into a cultural icon. Social media didn't just highlight their talent, it made them global stars. More than an AAU clash, it became a turning point for the next generation of basketball. filled with the energy of the fans and the power of platforms showcasing their rise. The game that defined a generation. For LaMelo, this game was a reality check. While he displayed incredible talent, it also exposed his weaknesses, such as poor shot selection and lackluster defense. But to his credit, LaMelo used this experience as motivation. He worked on his game, adapted to tougher competition overseas, and became a more polished player when he entered the NBA. For Zion, the game reaffirmed his dominance. It reminded him why he was considered the best high school player in the country and gave a glimpse of what was to come. The Zion versus LaMelo clash became a cultural milestone, transforming how young basketball talent is recognized and celebrated. The combination of raw talent, intense hype, and the power of social media turned this game into a defining moment for an entire generation of basketball fans. Even years later, this matchup remains one of the most memorable in AAU history. It was the night Zion Williamson didn't just play against LaMelo Ball, he dominated him, leaving no doubt about who was the better player then. Impact of the game on both. The 2017 matchup was just one chapter in Zion and LaMelo's story, but it highlighted their vastly different paths. After this game, Zion's rise continued. He became the top recruit in the nation and played one unforgettable season at Duke University. Averaging 22.6 points and 8.9 rebounds per game, Zion became a national sensation, with his highlights dominating social media. In 2019, the New Orleans Pelicans selected him as the first overall pick in the NBA draft. While injuries have been a challenge, Zion has shown that when healthy, he is one of the most dominant players in the league. LaMelo's journey was far less traditional. After stints in Lithuania and the Australian NBL, he silenced critics by becoming the third overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft. LaMelo quickly proved himself by joining the Charlotte Hornets, winning Rookie of the Year in 2021. For LaMelo, this night was both humbling and motivating. It revealed his potential and exposed gaps in his game that he would address for the next several years. By taking risks like playing abroad and adapting to different styles, LaMelo proved he wasn't afraid of unconventional challenges. His grit and determination ultimately made him one of the league's most versatile stars. On the other hand, Zion's dominance reaffirmed his status as a generational talent. The spotlight was brighter than ever, and Zion embraced it, solidifying his path to the NBA. However, the game also hinted at the physical toll his style of play could take, a factor that would later shape his professional career. LaMelo Ball, selected third overall in the 2020 NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets, has exceeded expectations since entering the league. He averaged 15.7 points, 6.1 assists, and 5.9 rebounds per game in his rookie season, earning him the NBA Rookie of the Year award. By his second season, LaMelo had blossomed into an all-star, leading the Hornets with his exceptional playmaking and dazzling scoring ability. Known for his flashy passes and deep three-pointers, LaMelo has quickly become one of the most exciting players in the NBA. During the 2022-2023 season, despite injuries, he continued to improve, averaging 23 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds per game. His ability to dictate the game's pace and make his teammates better has made him the centerpiece of the Hornets' future. LaMelo's off-court endeavors have also been significant in his rise to superstardom. Partnering with Puma, he's released his signature shoe line, the MB.01 and MB.02, which have become popular among young basketball fans. His fashion-forward approach and engaging social media presence have made him a cultural icon for Gen Z. Whether it's his on-court highlights or his off-court swagger, LaMelo embodies the modern NBA star. His creativity, court vision, and scoring ability have made him the face of the Hornets and one of the NBA's most exciting young stars. And just like that, Zion did not doubt who ruled the court that night. But what happened the next time their paths crossed? Did LaMelo bounce back, or did Zion continue his reign of dominance?
There is some frustration because I just want to win. I just want to win. Nobody likes to lose, but, we got to hold ourselves accountable for those types of losses.
Share your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to watch the next video show on the screen.